wow. So YouTube is trying to start to get some stuff, huh? They trying to be like TikTok. Uh-oh. Blue retro. Oh shit. All these sinners. Okay, they got some cool stuff now. Yo. So look, you guys, YouTube is trying to show that they can have cool features. Oh no, that ain't good. Oh, oh, come on. No. Ooh, la, la. That's dope, yo. So now there's 4 of me. I'm hitting all corners. Anyway, I honor those of you who are watching. If you happen to log on live, if you are a decent being in the universe, I honor you. Decent being just simply means you're a good person, not perfect, okay? But salt of the earth beings in this plane of existence, because there is certainly something that is rare, far, and few, and in between. So if that is you, I honor you for watching. If you're logged in live, you are watching on Monday, December. Okay, we are now in December the 1st. Maybe that's what's going on. Everybody's shopping, everybody's cashing checks, everybody's, you know, busy taking care of things. But yeah, 2025, 2:10 p.m. Central Standard Time. Isn't this cool? I'm gonna change it in a minute. But if you're watching at another date and time, no worries, okay? I honor you if you're a good person, okay? Now it's 2 of them. Masculine, feminine. There's 2. Ooh, which one? No, I'm just kidding. So YouTube is coming out with some really cool new shits. Let's see. What else they have? Oh, this is the karmic. Blah. I'm following you, feminine. I want to be you. Ooh, zombie. This is what they were trying to make us be. Zombies, collective. These people want to suck the life out of us, so we just walk around like zombies, which is true of them. But that's why. You're trying to mummify us. For their purposes. Not. Ooh, see now that's my color. But that's almost like my own natural lipstick color. Yeah, it's a little bit darker. Anywho, that ain't what I'm here for. I just discovered that it looks like they have all this cool shit here. What? Hello. Come on, enlighten and sing right now. cross, you tried to kill you and thought they would live happily ever after. What kind of crackhead? I said, what kind of crackhead? I said, what kind of crackhead? Really thought that that was cool. And then they send their kids off to school as if they ain't full of trash. What kind of crackhead really thought that shit was cool? Oh, come all ye karmics. While you're shopping from your blood money, oh, come ye old trashy karmics and oh, come on now, I'm gonna have a little fun. Come all ye karmics. I'll get that with it. I guess I was supposed to be out of commission, but I told you guys, those of you who watch this eventually, listen to me. They're sloppy and they begin to make this easier and easier for you. Let me explain. When you start, when you're activated, when you get activated, okay, oh look at blue retro, blue retro, radioactive eyes, oof, scary. Uh-oh. Well, bitch, well, that's some shiznit, okay, whoa. Oh, horror TV like this. That's crazy. Look. Okay. Okay, look. So when you start patterning enough, after you go through this long enough, this is the scary movie filter here. That's what it is. It says horror TV. Okay. They make it easier. They don't know that they do, but they do. So, since being in Texas, okay, Silsbee is where we started. Now, I started renting cars. Listen to me. I just want to share because some of you, you're going to experience this and it's going to help you put things together. But this is also for those of you who are just, you're trying to understand what's going on and you're not privy to this type of shit. You don't believe that there's an MK Ultra, MK Naomi. You don't believe there's a dark, deep state black ops. You don't believe that people could be targeted and, on an organized group scale and, all of those things exploited. So let me show you, let me explain. Since in Silsbee, I want to say, and even in Beaumont once, but see, I'll do the connection. I took the name. I took the name, but it's bigger than a name. It's more about how all companies, they trace things that you do. So if they know that you rented cars, let's say at Enterprise, and let's say they don't want you to be mobile. See, a lot of the things is they want to be able to see you walking. They want to be able to easily, if and when possible, they want to be able to just easily see you. Okay, it's a little challenging when you get cars or you're renting cars and you know, because it's a little more tough. Okay, so let's say they know that. And they're trying to stop you from, because some of them are just simply scared that you're gonna get to some things. That's a part of it too. Chances are we are. But back to my point. They have requirements depending on how you rent. Now, I have rented a trillion times. A trillion times. More so in Silsby, but then also, like I said, in Beaumont as well. I'm actually a Plus member. I've rented so much so I'm not new. Let's just go ahead and put a little highlighter and underscore on that. I'm not new. Okay. So I have what, a record? What is that? Where am I going with this? That means I've established some kind of a record with them. A consistency, haven't I? Whether that is good or bad, it means I've established some type of a consistency. Bringing the car back on time, paying. There not being issues on them being able to retrieve things or any things with the vehicles, nothing wrong. There is some kind of a consistency that's been established. They have requirements. I was told by one of the customer service people that, it's really, the way she put it, I love that she put it that way, because I'm like, see, that's the stuff I'm talking about. Because she mentioned something about each location and at their discretion and like the basics and then versus blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, okay. I was listening to her. This was over the phone. And in my experience has been, you definitely, whatever your source of income is, you need to provide that. Okay, if you have insurance, you need to provide that. You need some other kind of secondary type, if you're not using a credit card, you need some type of a secondary type to identify you, passport, something like that. All of a sudden today, I've never heard this not one time. Scared. Anywho, not once ever. Okay, today, all of a sudden, when I called to confirm I had a reservation, when I called to confirm, because I wanted to get everything. I don't like when they pull the smooth, so I like to try to do checks and balances, ask to not waste my time and ask to not waste theirs. Okay, so I was speaking with Jasmine. That was the person's name. Okay, at the local office. This wasn't the 800 call center. This was one of the local offices on Lucas. And you know what she asked for specifically, which I thought was strange in and of itself? Because even just in general, it's really not something that they ever asked for the way it was asked. You know what she asked for? A lease agreement. A lease agreement with your information on it. They all about to be in for a surprise here real soon. But let me stick to what I'm saying. Have any of you all ever recall trying to rent a car? They asked for your lease agreement on your home, mortgage, whatever. Or something, huh? Ever? That's what they did. Beaumont, Texas, Lucas location, Enterprise Car Rental. And you know, the fascinating thing about it, it's like, I did the patterning. Because I rented a car when my son first got here. When he got here, I want to say, if it wasn't February, it was, chances are it was within the month of maybe the end of February-ish, March, without a problem. They didn't ask for that. They did ask for everything else as standard, you know, but they didn't ask for no rental, no lease agreement. They didn't specifically say that straight away coming out of their mouth. And the issues with a previous employee that arose unbeknownst to me in terms of them no longer being with the company. Misbias. Around, what, April, May? And their connections with police, because I'm aware of their connections with police, and I'm aware of their connections with Beaumont Housing Authority. I'm also aware that I was a discussion being talked about amongst her and her boss at the time. I'm also aware. You know, people with their highfalutin rule keeping, I'm sure that possibly was unethical. I'm also aware they didn't like me. And it was based on interactions and tips that I was given, as I shared with y'all before. All of a sudden, after that employee was no longer, that is when all of this escalated. They can play glitchy, witchy shit all they want. This is getting said. That is when this whole thing blew up and escalated. It was already happening. It had been happening since Texas. These things I was noticing, but I also noticed the massive increase by the bulk. So this is possibly, as I mentioned before, where all of a sudden I was put on some kind of watch list. And there's all these people that needs to be being watched, just to be frank. They're the ones, and I've caught this person stalking me as well several times. Yes, I have. Even since they've no longer been working here. I don't know if they're now a part of the Fusion Center program, where they're one of the many that's associated with Delta Manor and Housing Authority that has been hired to stalk me. that's, that's how some of these people have themselves a good charisma. But it's God. They make it easy for you at some point. They make it obvious. But there's more than one way to skin a chicken. They'll see this in a minute. They'll figure this part out. All these individuals, many, let me rephrase that, many of these individuals are pillars, or at least so it seems, pillars of society. Good, clean, and wholesome, Bible-believing. Yet, they have no regard for my son. I don't care now. They're still doing all the shit they're normally doing. Yes, upstairs as standard. Yeah. It's okay. It won't be for them though. It won't be. In fact, it won't be for none of these people that is actively participating in this illegal bullshit. That is trying to, this is gonna end bad. When I met certain individuals, when I encountered certain individuals, I could tell vibes right away. I can. And people say things. When we listen, we will hear it. They say things straight away that kind of give them away from the jump. They do. Some of them be passive-aggressively trying to spook you and scare you with some of the things they say, out of pocket, out of the scope and the realm of their positions. While simultaneously, this is the part that I love. I just love this part. Cricket as fuck. I love that part. Or they have hidden agendas, connections to, people of your past. And so there's this whole clique, tribe, cult-like thing. And that's the driving force. Which means it's hidden dishonor. Any and everything attempting to create some kind of burnout, attempting to, all these people, this is their job. This is the economic job market for this area. This is how they have stimulated the economy for you economics majors. Tapping into government fundings for some bullshit ass projects. To fund teeny boppers, that the youth that get in trouble, calling this the youth program my ass. You're raising up the next sociopath. Or ex-cons and you name it, meth heads and or the homie, or whomever, and whatever, and everything in between. This is how we're going to stimulate the economy. Get some jobs for the people. Get some jobs. So we're going to hire a bunch of witches that pretend like to not be witches. We're going to hire a bunch of toxic ones because the decent ones ain't having it. They have discernment and they'll sniff it and tell us to hit the road. We're gonna hire some distorted witches, starlet wannabes that's doing anything to come up. We're gonna hire the thugs that, you know, loose cannon, wild card. Dumb. Then we're gonna hire Lululemon Linda as she flip her hair in her margarita. Who's greedy and insecure and has to be the queen bee and is terribly, terribly triggered by honorable feminine for some reason. Even though she has a shit ton more than feminine has. They make this easy for you at some point, collective. It's obvious. But remember, there's always more than one way to skin chicken. And with the data, work with it that they provide you. Okay? Just work with it. Because they're giving us data every day. Wait. I want to change that. Let's change that bone bed. Whoa. Wait. Whoa. They're giving us data every day. Every day, every day. There we go. This is, whew. Okay. Keep redirecting your energy. Keep clearing your energy. Keep setting goals and tasks and going down your bullet list. Because again, a lot of it all is still distraction. They don't, wherever you are at, they're not above you, to the left of you, to the right of you, around you, doing all the shit they're doing. No, it's to keep, I talked about this on another video. It's always swat at flies. Birds, birds, birds. It's doing this weird shit, maybe because of the weather. It's to keep your energy and mine out. Me and yours. So when you're guided, continue to redirect, do your rituals, your spells, your clearings, and focusing, your earbuds. Like there's different things, okay? Keep at that. And then creative ways of getting to, like I got a lot of stuff going on in the background. I do. As quiet as it's kept, because my strategies has to be what they are. I'm aware of what I'm dealing with, and I'm gonna finish this shit.